My mother was 16 years old when I was born. To be honest though, I couldn't really tell you how it was like growing up with her because she was never really around when I was a kid. I mean, I don't really have the pleasure of really telling you because I don't know, to be honest. I just remember that when I was younger, I'd always wait out for her. I'd always want her attention. I'd always want her around, but she was never there. I'd wait up at 5 a.m. and mind you that I was a little kid. I had school in the morning. So I couldn't really be doing that, waking up at 5 a.m. And because of that, that messed with my academics back then. My aunt Michelle, who I consider my sister, and my uncle Omar, who I consider my brother, they were the ones who really raised me. I mean, my mom was too busy partying, drinking, and clubbing. But she showed interest in my life when I was about 13 years old. But at that age, I really felt too independent to really want her love and attention anymore. I was so busy doing my own thing that when she popped up, it was like, who are you? But at that time, I've been involved in too many bad things, like drinking, smoking, using and selling marijuana. And I've just been drinking and partying myself, just like my mother did when she was my age. I mean, but it was really a bad time for me, to be honest. This was when she tried to pick up where she left off at age 3. That ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. You can't treat a 13-year-old that's almost an adult like a 3-year-old. She began to baby me again. She was treating me like a little kid, as if she had been there to watch me grow up, which was not true. She was never around. And suddenly I had a curfew. I was restricted from seeing my friends who I grew up with and who were there for me from when she wasn't. Because of the fact that I was so rebellious and of her newfound authority or whatever, I decided to do what I wanted regardless. I mean, as her frustration built up, I refused to listen to her at that point. She made a plan that she hid from anyone and everyone who might tell me. She pulled me out of school to stay at one of my uncle's houses where I was basically under house arrest, unable to go to work, go to school, and I was just stuck there for 3 weeks. So on my last day there, I was reading a book for the first time in my life. I was sitting there, quiet and alone, frustrated with trying to just ease my mind. So I picked up a book and I started reading it. Halfway into the book, I looked up and to my surprise, I saw two men. Both had handcuffs on their belts, and one asked me my name. He asked me if my name is Adrian Rodriguez. I stood to my feet, and then I came with a choice: either run or let them take me. So at that point, I decided to do the right thing. I just let them take me. Then they pulled me in the car, told me I should get some rest because I have a long trip ahead of me. Mind you, I was so frustrated and just so mad that I decided just not to say anything and just kept my mouth shut. Then drove 22 and a half hours to Missouri, where I stayed in boarding school, correction school, for 18 months of my life. On my 18th birthday, I came back home. And when I finally came back home, my mother then, I guess you could say she then disowned me. She told me that if I came home, I'd have no place to stay, nobody in the family would help me. I'd have no food to eat, no money in my pocket, no clothes on my back. She said if I came home, I'd have to live with my dad. Mind you, I haven't seen or talked to my father in 15 years. So it's awkward. I mean, I came home and I went with my father for about 3 weeks. Then I came and I faced another choice: either stay with him or go with the friends I grew up with that always had my back. I decided to go with my friends, and I stayed with them ever since until now. I'm now with my sister, and I graduated high school on my own. I did basically everything I've done now, I've done on my own, without the help of my mother. I mean, I know she regrets it now that she hasn't been there for me when I was a kid, but you reap what you sow. I mean, like, if you're gonna do me dirty like that, then you're not gonna get no type of respect. And that goes out to all the other kids that have been left by their parents and left alone, just basically out there to figure out life for themselves. It's hard, but you can do it.